So what's going on, guys? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well, and thank you so much for joining onto the channel. So again, starting off with the match stats. So this was an insane game for me. I did score 2 goals, 2 headed goals from corners. So a fantastic goal ratio for me in this game. I was so close to a hat trick as well, but yeah, I finessed it instead of shooting it with power. So that was my bad. But no, in general, we had 44% possession, but, I don't care about that because the main thing is we had 15 shots compared to like a 4 shots from the opposition. So, yeah, they controlled the ball, they were running scared most of the time, especially as we did keep a clean sheet as well. So, fantastic performance from my end on that. And no, I think it was a great one for me. So, I had a 9.5 match rating, again, because of the 2 goals. That helped out to, of course, increase the match rating. And I had 5 possessions won, 2 lost. I didn't make any tackles, but again, we did keep a clean sheet. But no, very happy about my performance. And I've been scoring a lot lately. Like, every single game, maybe I might score in the odd 2 games or something like that, every 2 games, which isn't too bad as a ratio. I've got like the header, the header beacon or whatever that perk is. So I've got that on now. I'm now 6-7, so it's helped out quite a lot with my goal scoring. I think now I've scored around like 12 goals for the team, but I think over the past like 5 days, I think I've scored like 10 of those or whatever it is. I've come from that because I've only recently changed the header beacon, was just recent perk that I've enabled. So no, do enjoy the match. It was a really good performance overall. We're trying out a new different style of play. Hopefully it does work. We're trying to be focused as much as we can with our passing, but of course not being scared to shoot. I think that's one thing that they've or the team tend to do or lack. They don't shoot as much as I hope for. We've got great opportunities to shoot from the outside the area. I know there's perks that they can attach in order to get more of an accuracy. So no, let's see how the performances go. And yeah, for some reason as well, I don't know why we're in Division 2. I haven't played in 2 days or so, and when I checked it, I was like, bro, we're literally fighting for relegation for Division 2, which was, I don't know what the hell they done. But yeah, we're back in Division 1 now. I don't know what the boys were doing, but yeah, enjoy, guys. But yeah, in today's, let's say, video, what we're going to be talking about is around the Nations League and my predictions from the games yesterday. So we had Portugal versus Czech Republic, as well as Switzerland versus Spain. So they're all in one group. The prediction I made for the Portugal game against Czech Republic was 4-0. I did think that it was going to be like a clean sheet, but again, the score was 2-0. The lineup for Portugal, from what I saw, it was a strong lineup, so I don't know why. I haven't seen the highlights or anything, but I would have expected them to have more of a high-scoring game, especially over the past games as well at home. They've had over 2.5 in majority of the matches, but no, good on them. And then we've got Switzerland versus Spain. So Spain having a strangish start, but now they're consistently getting back on that route. So now my prediction was 2-1. I thought that Switzerland were gonna score, but I haven't again seen the highlight for this game. Just can't find a good highlight stream, but this ended up as being 1-0 for Spain. So yeah, so that was the highlights for those. And then of course we've got for today we've got Austria versus France. And then we've also got Denmark versus Croatia. So again, it's like one of those boogie tables where I was mentioning in my previous videos, where it's like you've got these weird teams that do really good in these scenes, like international scenes. So you've got the likes of Austria, Switzerland, you've got Croatia, you've got Denmark, that are all within this category of teams that usually cause some sort of upset. And it's one of those weird type of teams to play against, and you never know what the result's going to be like. But with the way that the table's going, we've got strangely enough, you'd expect France to be at the top, but you got Denmark at the top after 2 wins. Fantastic performance from them. They beat the likes of both Austria and France. And then you got second place, you got Austria, who is going up against France, that is third place. France have only drawn one of their games and they've lost one. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting performance on their side. And then again, you got Croatia at the bottom of the table. So I think overall it's going to be my predictions for the Austria versus France game. I think it's going to be 2-3. So it's going to be Austria 2 and then France with 3. Again, just depending on what the lineup's going to be, because their previous match, they had over 10 changes. And I was like, oh, I expected them to beat Croatia, but I didn't expect them to draw to Croatia. So let's see how that goes. If they do have, let's say, a strong lineup, I do see it being a 3-2 game, France winning. But again, both teams to score. I think it's going to be one of those ones where Austria do want to strengthen their positioning within the table. And then of course you've got the likes of Denmark versus Croatia. I think Denmark will win this 2-0. Again, very strong team in general and even at home. So yeah, I think that's my predictions for that. Just let me know what you guys think as well, what your predictions are and your thoughts just generally around these Nations League. Who you feel will be, let's say, the champion at the end of the Nations League, your predictions on who's going to be going through in this, let's say, group, as well as the group of death that we know of, which is Germany, Italy. You've also got England and as well as Hungary. So yeah, so that's why, like, I'm very surprised that France that's not doing well, especially in the table that they are in. Like, you'd expect them to be like steamrolling it from like the past competitions that they've been in. They've done really, really well. So no, I think, you know, as mentioned in my previous videos, I am a German supporting fan, so, you know, I have given my thoughts and highlights on the previous videos on, like, the England game, you know, how that went, my thoughts and, like, predictions as well. So now that Germany's going to be, you know, coming across against Hungary, I think that's going to be a tough fixture. You know, Hungary have scored in both of their games, both in England. They beat England 1-0, and then you've got Italy game as well, where they did score as well. So I think against Germany, Germany have been possession based, let's say, offensively. You know, the way that they've been holding the ball, they've had around like 60 plus like possession over the past 2 games. They haven't done bad. They didn't do that great against Italy. Like, the first half it was domination from like Germany, but again, majority of the shots that they were doing was just over the bar. So, you know, we did see a better performance against England, but again, they had a majority of the team wasn't playing that you'd expect them to start. But I do feel that, like, the likes of like Sane, you got Gnabry, you got who's that guy? Werner, the one that loves to miss, man. He's allergic to goals, isn't it? I don't know what the guy's doing, but yeah, but he's phenomenal usually on the German scene, because the way that we tend to go up with the free, we've got like fast pace with like Gnabry, who dribbles fantastically. You got Sane, that's just pure pace, and he's got a ferocious shot as well, man. And then you got Werner, who, I don't know, man is like the Lukaku version of Germany, man, seriously. But no, let's see how that goes. And then, of course, England, they've got like one of those, they've always done it like within the Euros or the World Cup, where they've got fantastic individual players, but then it's always hard for them to mould or gel as a team. You know, they got fully dominated by Germany, you know, against when they were playing playing away, you know, in Germany. So, like, you know, the formation that they had, as well as the team people, you know, the players itself that were playing, they were much like stronger compared to the German side. The German side made like a lot of changes, and the English side, they didn't make much. You know, they changed like the formation from like 3 at the back with like the wing backs, like let's say 5 at the back, to like 4. So you had like Walker on the right, but man was getting exploited, and there was no hope for him from the middle of the midfield for England. So, you know, Germany were playing like more like a poaching long ball type of football in majority of the play that they were doing against England. But overall, Germany dominated that game, even with pressing. Like, you got Musiala, who's just a youth demon at the moment for Bayern as well. You know, he's a fantastic player who did used to play for the English youth team, but then he chose the German national, where, of course, he's been born in Germany, so he chose them as the national team. So, no, fantastic youth player. You know, there's so much excitement around him. Plus, like Kimmich, who's now in a matured age, but still fairly young, who's been dominating both the club as well as international scene. A fantastic player, you know, he was the man of the match for that game. So no, I think, you know, there's a lot to it within the German team, which is really exciting to, you know, note as well, especially with a new coach. You know, Joachim Löw left after so many years. You know, his philosophy kind of like died down and, you know, watered down towards the end of his tenure within Germany. But, like, you know, we've got a fresh individual who, you know, has done very well with Bayern, and his philosophy within Bayern worked really well. So, you know, really interesting times for Germany, especially, you know, they did take a drop within like the international scene. You know, usually they always say, like, if you're ever in a final, you're always up against the Germans. But, you know, over the past couple of years now, it's not been the case. But, you know, they've been recuperating, rejuvenating, or whatever you could say. But, you know, they come in as a ferocious force. And, you know, with the Nations League, I've predicted that, you know, Netherlands is going to be the one that's going to be winning. So that's what I feel will happen, especially with the Netherlands having quite a fairly strong team overall. So, no, let's see how that goes. But yeah, also, what we're going to be talking about in this video is, so today is the day that the transfer window starts, or it opens. So, you know, there's so much opportunity. I think there's like 83 days in this transfer summer market. You know, it's always one of those ones with like high expenditure compared to like the previous years. You know, it's always like a competition on who could spend the most like every single year on these transfer windows. So as we know, you got Haaland that's already moved over to Man City. You got Alvarez as well that's going over from River Plate, who, yeah, will be, exciting striking partnerships if that is the case. If they do go for let's say a duet up front. I think they haven't gone for that type of formation in a while. It's usually a sole striker or even like a false nine, like a shadow striker, let's say, in like Football Manager terms. But no, I think that'll be interesting, especially with like Haaland now in like the English league, which is much more physical than the German league. Don't get me wrong, he's a big physical player himself. So I think if he can stay away from like injuries and whatnot, I think he'll be a good beast, let's say, in the Premier League. But I think he'll find it a bit tough to get used to it. But no, I think he'll be okay, Haaland. But no, that'll be interesting. And then talking about another striker, so you got, of course, Nunes, that's rumoured to Liverpool are the club that's been rumoured to like sign him, but the price that's been rumoured is just obscene like in terms of like the value. So it's 85 million, which honestly, in my opinion, I know the transfer market as well as the value of these players have been overinflated over these past years. It doesn't help with all of these clubs, these big spending clubs that just buy, let's say, not even standard players, but players at these ridiculous prices, which just, of course, now you've got like Declan Price, which is rumoured to be around like over 100 million, but in my eyes, he should be around like 50 mil. And then you got like let's say the signs of like Mane, who Bayern are just like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but like they're like underbidding like 25 million, and then now they got 30 mil. They're going to go for the price that Liverpool want. Liverpool are going to stick by it. If they want 40 to 45 mil, Liverpool will stay and commit to that 40 to 45 mil. Like, we're not going to pull our pants down like United and just spend so much for, like, let's say, Pogba. Let him go. Come back, let him go. It's like, that song, Tic-Tac-Toe, or whatever. In, out, you shake it all around, or whatever. That's what United do, man. They don't mess around with these free transfers, buys, selling, and then they love to, like, buy their players back for like obscene amount. I love it. Sick little philosophy at that club that they got in the back staff, but yeah, love it. But yeah, talking about United then, guys, yeah, this flop of a club. Now they got the new manager that's come from Ajax. You got the likes of Van der Beek, who's in Everton, who's been loaned off, but now it's he doesn't, let's say, he doesn't know what he's going to be doing. So I think I feel what will happen is, it will depend on, let's say, if United are able to sign De Jong from Barcelona. And if De Jong is to be signed, let's say, by United, I feel Van der Beek will stay. Because, of course, with the times that they had in the partnership with the Ajax days, even the manager was there as well. He understands and he trusts these players. He's been through with them in, like, the Champions League final where they got knocked out by Tottenham. They've been through the height of, experienced European stages. And I think that's something, if United were to go for and get the Barca man, I think that'll be a really interesting purchase. They were also interested in Nunes. I heard like from rumours that the manager went over, he flew over the United manager to Benfica, but I don't know. I was reading on Sky Sports that it wasn't the case. So, but I think United did that. That's how dumb they are as a club. Like, who would want to go to like a Europa League like team, man? Like, what is it, like Champions League, or you want to go for Europa League? Oh yeah, by the way. Yeah, and they're going to pull their pants down and pay like 120 mil as well, plus his wages that he's going to be asking too, like obscene amount. But nah, he's going to be going to Liverpool, man. You guys could like sod off, man. You guys got like Cavani in it, and Ronaldo, who's like the prime GOAT. Even like as a bloody 36-year-old, or how old Ronaldo is, he's literally pulling all the strikers' weights at United. You got like the likes of Rashford, Lingard, whoever the case is, Martial, who left as well, but like, man is like pulling the strings for United. If you guys didn't have him, you guys would have been relegated. Like, that would have been the case. But yeah. And then what else? We got also like Nketiah, who's going through a contractual talks or discussions with Arteta, and it looks a bit positive from the Arsenal end. I think that will be a good little hold in terms of like retaining him within the Arsenal team. If they do let him go, you got the likes of Crystal Palace that are rumoured to buy him. I think that would be a really interesting buy for Crystal Palace. They didn't do too bad within the league with Vieira. They had some exciting moments, and they do have an exciting team as well. So if he was to move away from Arsenal, I think Crystal Palace would be an absolutely amazing move for him. So let's see what happens with that situation. But yeah, guys, and then you got the final ones that we know of. So of course you got Mane, that's being rumoured, as mentioned, going to Bayern, and then I think that's going to be a done deal. You know, we're going for Nunes now. There's no point like seeing what we could do with Mane, and of course Bayern Munich. You know, you got Lewandowski. That's been over there for like 8 years. You know, he said it as well, like just recently, that he's tired and he wants to try something different. You know, he's done all that he can at Bayern, which I completely agree with. You know, as an individual player, fantastic. You know, a GOAT of a player for Bayern, not even for club but international scene as well, what he's done for Poland. You know, he's going to be rumoured to go to Barcelona, which I think is going to be a confirmed buy. You know, that's the destination he wants to go for. I don't think he will go for Real Madrid, but if he does, Benzema and Lewandowski up front will be absolutely lethal. Like, that will be like an ultimate team. Like Real Madrid for next season would literally be like an ultimate team, man. You got Vinicius Jr., who's fantastic on the left. You need something on the right though, like maybe get was it Bale should stay. Nah, let's see. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, guys. At the end now. Take care and bye bye.
Now, counter-attacking possibilities here. Well, they seem to be onto something positive, but it faded away.